What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am, and if you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam whatsoever. You'll run into your ex-girlfriend the next time you're anywhere that it's the least optimal. That's right, in the dentist with his hands in his mouth, he's gonna be like, hey, meet my daughter, and out it's gonna walk your ex, and it's not gonna be fun. Real talk, though, I think that's my best one, Ed. I'm pretty sure that you guys have to press the like button on that one, so that's the vibe check. Real talk, though, guys, hope you're having a great day. My name is Scrubby, and today we're going to be telling a story about a crazy ex-girlfriend of mine. It's been a very, very, very long time since I've told a story about any of my past relationships, so this is very special. Hopefully you guys latch onto this and enjoy it. It might be a little bit of a longer story, so I'm sorry in advance if the gameplay eventually transitioned to like some crappy Minecraft. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the ex of mine that low-key shaved my initial into the side of her head as an attempt to get back with me. That's right, when I say crazy, I really mean crazy. And without further ado, let's get into it. Get it jumping, I'm just trying to get some hands up. I've been thinking, yeah, my mind is pretty jammed up. No, I'm immature, but any boys, whoa, I bet you there's some of you. Anyways, boys, so to get into the story, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a backstory. So, in high school, you know, you don't really know a whole bunch about girls before you date them, like, personality-wise. You just kind of know, like, their reputation around school and if they're cute or not, and you just kind of start getting to know them, and, like, you tend to date pretty quickly. And there was this girl that I had a couple classes with that I thought was cute, and, all I really knew about her was that she was vegan. And listen, me personally, like, I eat meat. I don't know if that makes me a horrible person in your opinion, then, like, I guess you can unsub or whatever, but, you know, Chick-fil-A sandwiches are a little too good for me to give up, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever, if that gets me crap, that gets me crap. So, I didn't care that this girl was vegan, but I was kind of into her, and she was cute, so I thought she was cool from the little bit I had interacted with her, so I decided to text her and start kind of flirting with her. So, I'm texting her and flirting with her, and, like, after one night of texting, she's like, well, when are you gonna ask me to be your girlfriend? And I'm like, alright, that's a little bit quick, but for whatever reason, I was like, dang, she's really cute, whatever. We were clicking really well, so I decided to start dating her. And I'm gonna say this now, starting to date someone after talking for one day is a bad idea. Like, it's just really bad. I'm telling you right now, there has never, ever in a history of the world been a time where you rush into a relationship and good things comes out of it. Like, you'll never hear, well, I met my wife by rushing right into it and not stopping to think whatsoever. Like, that's never how it goes. So, at the time, I was young and dumb, so I get into this relationship for this girl, and we start hanging out a lot. And I didn't necessarily do a lot of things that I've learned now. I've done a video about relationship advice where I kind of said, like, you gotta do a crazy check. You gotta make sure that whoever you're dating isn't crazy. And the reason that I know to do that now is because of this chick. Like, I didn't do a sufficient crazy check. So, all I had known about her was that she was vegan. I didn't realize that she was, like, really vegan, and I discovered that she was really vegan when we were hanging out at my house. At this point, we had been dating for like maybe a week, and we were hanging out at my house. It was the second time that she had ever met my parents, and my mom had offered her a snack, and she was like, yeah, I am kind of hungry. And my mom, by mistake, didn't know that she was vegan and brought in a tray of like cheese and crackers, not even meat, cheese and crackers. And this girl went ballistic and started like screaming at my mom, calling her an animal murderer and all this stuff, and like low-key started snapping on my mom, accusing her of trying to poison her. And for whatever reason, that was not enough of a red flag. At that point, like after that, she stormed out of my house after fighting with my mom, which is super awkward, by the way. You do not know awkward until your girlfriend and your mom are fighting. Like, that's just not cool, especially when you know for a fact that your girlfriend is low-key nuts. But for whatever reason, like, I decided to keep dating this girl after her and my mom get into a fight over my mom trying to be nice and offering her a snack of cheese and crackers. And like, listen, I could understand how that would be offensive, but my mom did not know she was vegan. Like, she had no way of knowing she couldn't eat cheese, dude. So this girl went ballistic on my mom. And when I mean ballistic, like, she called my mom some pretty not nice words. And in retrospect, I should have ended things there, but I was stupid and I liked her. Okay, so like, whatever. I'm an idiot. I was thinking with the wrong head. Anyways, my mom basically after that is like, nah, you can't hang out with her at my house anymore. And she didn't want me to date her. So my mom like bans me from seeing her, which if you've ever been a teenager in a relationship, never works. Like your parents banning you from seeing somebody does the exact opposite. Like it low-key just makes you want to see him more. So I'm a belligerent teenager. So when my mom says I'm never allowed to see her again because she was mean to my mom, I do the only logical thing and just start sneaking out to hang out with her at her house. And her parents, I really don't know how else to say this other than the fact, like, just did not care at all. Like, they just did not care. There were no rules ever. Like, there was no rules. And for most people, you're like, yo, that's sick. Haha, you could go to your girlfriend's house and there was no rules. But I mean, there was no rules to the point where there was, like, dangerous amounts of no rules. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had a bunch of siblings. She had 3 brothers, and they just had no supervision ever. And little boys with no supervision is just never a bad idea, okay? I don't know about little girls with no supervision. I'm assuming it's, like, not good either. But the only reason I know little boys without supervision isn't good because the first time I come over, the first thing I see is them making a BMX ramp out of plywood to jump over fire. That's right. Let me say that again slowly. They were making a ramp out of a flammable substance to jump over fire unsupervised, and they were lighting that fire with a can of Axe and a lighter in the shape of something that I can't talk about without getting demonetized, all right? Like, so that gives you an idea of the amount of unsupervision. So I watched them, like, jumping over fire on BMX bikes from a wooden ramp, you know, and everybody's just kind of, like, standing around looking at it. So I go inside to meet her family for the first time, right? And everything's okay, I guess. Like, it's a little awkward, and it's just weird, and there's no rules, and her siblings are always getting hurt, and, like, they're always asking me to fix their computer problems, and they're always asking me to, like, set stuff up on the TV, and eventually, as I start to hang out there more and more, they kind of just start using me as, like, a slave to get stuff done. Like, every time I come over, they'd be like, oh, will you fix this? Will you fix that? Can you take the trash out? Can you do this? Can you do that? And listen, like, I don't know if it's just the way I was raised, but I'm trying to impress my girlfriend's parents. So I'm doing all this stuff because I feel obligated to. And finally, one day, her dad comes to me and he's like, hey, we took all of our tile out of the bathroom. Can you take it to the dump? And I mean, I had a truck at the time. My first car ever was a truck. So, like, you know, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And he says, okay, great. And he says, follow me. And so we go upstairs, and I'm expecting it to be like boxed up, tile boxed up, ready to go, you know, and we're both going to move it to the truck. And no, it was like they had broken up the tile to get it off the floor, peeled it off the floor, and then just left it there. And he pats me on the back and is like, thanks, man, and leaves. And he had expected me to pick up all this tile, go get boxes, buy boxes to load up in my truck, all of this tile and take it to the dump. And at the time there was like, I don't know what the deal was, but for a while here you had to pay to use the dump. And so, whatever, I'm trying to be nice. So I go and I get boxes. I don't know why I did this. So I go and I get boxes to help them empty this. So I do it all myself. I do all the tile. I put it in the truck and I go to the dad and I said, hey, I need money for the dump, you know, like, cause I'm not paying I loaded it all up. I'm not paying. And he goes, I'm not paying you. I'm paying you. The price I'm paying you is you dating my daughter. And I'm like, dog, I literally just carried like 300 pounds of tile down the stairs and loaded it into my truck. And you're telling me you're not going to give the money to throw it away. Like, I'm doing all of this for free, all my time. I'm here fixing stuff all the time. I'm not asking you to pay me for my time. I'm literally just asking you to pay for the dump. And he's like, no, dude, I'm paying you for dating my daughter. So I went upstairs and I basically was like, to the girl, I'm like, look, we can talk later, but your parents are about to hate me. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm coughing, I'm sorry. And she's like, no, what's going on? And so she comes down and I'm like, listen, stay here. So I do the only logical thing and I take the tile and I just dump it out of the boxes on the sidewalk in front of their house. Cause I had enough. Like, I was nice enough to take it. You left a mess. I cleaned it up. I went and got boxes. Like, I had literally done everything. All I wanted was the respect of you not making me pay to take your trash to the dump, and he couldn't do it, which, this is petty of me, so I dump all the tile, and the dad's like, what the hell, man? And I'm like, you can take it to the dump yourself, and I leave. And sure enough, as I'm leaving, I get a call, and you know, my girlfriend is like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? Oh my God. And I'm like, look, whatever, we can talk about it later. So later that night, she calls me and she's like, come by and I'll sneak out and we can talk. So I go back later that night and she sneaks out and she's like, my dad hates you. He thinks you're disrespectful. He thinks you're rude. And I don't disagree. And I'm like, all right, well, you don't disagree? And she's like, no, da-da-da. And she starts laying into me about how I'm disrespectful to her family every time I come over. And I stop her and I'm like, every time I come over, I'm fixing something. I'm like repairing something. Like, I don't know what you would want me to do. I take all this tile out of the bathroom for your dad. All like a lot of tile. Like it's heavy, you know, carrying it up and down stairs. Like it's not fun to do it. I didn't complain. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to spend my day doing that. I didn't want to have to go get boxes. This wasn't anything I had to do. All I wanted him to do was pay for taking the trash out. I didn't expect him to pay me for my time. I didn't expect him to pay me for anything else. All I wanted the respect of not making me pay to take his trash out, which I think is fair. And if you're watching this video and you're like, you're a petty idiot, you should have kept your mouth shut, then screw you. I don't care. And as I'm explaining this all, she puts her hand over my mouth and tells me to shut up. And then says, like, I know I should have never dated a meat eater. Yeah, the vegan thing comes back up. And lays into me about how it's ridiculous that I own dogs when I eat meat. I might as well cook my dogs because that's how little I care about animals. Which, like, listen, all you vegans out there, you know, you're vegetarian. I'm not going to disrespect you, okay? You know some of you are cringe. The same way there's some YouTubers that are cringe. Like, there's some bad people in every group. But to tell somebody that, like, they might as well eat their dog because they enjoy a hamburger is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever heard in my entire life, all right? A cow has never cuddled me on the couch. And on top of that, you want to know what else? I've, like, raised my dogs, okay? I rescued both my beagles. I have a puppy I'm raising right now. I love dogs. I take good care of dogs. I would never eat a dog. Like, to tell me that I don't love animals because I've eaten a hamburger is stupid. So, whatever. She's telling me that I'm a meat eater and that I'm a moron and, like, I'm an idiot. Just generally being insulting and demeaning. And she's like, we're done. And after tearing into me and her family and all this stuff, I'm like, all right, we're done. Fine. So I take her home and I drop her off and I block her number. I don't hear from her, right? I don't hear from her at all. I block her on everything. Keep in mind at this point, like, I fought with her dad over this tile. She's called me a horrible person. She's accusing me of, like, I might as well eat my dog because I'm a horrible person. Like, all right, fine. If you think I'm a horrible person, then you don't want me in your life. It's that simple. So I block her because I can just tell it's going to be drama and I don't want the drama. So I don't hear from her for like a week. And one day I'm on Instagram and I go to check my message requests and there's a username that's basically like my name and her name combined. Like it's like a pet name for our relationship. And I open it and it's a photo that's blurred. And I'm like terrified to unblur it, obviously, because you never know what it's going to be. Like, you never know with the crazy ex-girlfriend what's going on in their brain. You're never too sure. So I build up the courage and I unblur the photo, and I'm not even kidding, dude. It's the side of her head with an R shaved into it. And my name's Ryan. Like, if you're not subscribed, which you should, by the way, because I make videos often, and you should love to watch them. And, like, you don't know any real fear, like seeing somebody that you just broke up with who called you a horrible person with your initials saved on the side of the head, and there's a long message attached, and I start reading it, and it's like this big apology and how she's willing to eat meat for me and all this stuff, which, like, you're a horrible vegetarian or vegan if you're willing to eat meat for your relationship, all right? Like, that's just ridiculous. So obviously this girl has now shaved my initial into the side of her head, and like I didn't really know what to do because at the time I was like 16, almost 17 years old. I didn't really know what to do, and I was kind of terrified at the fact that this person was literally willing to shave my initial into the side of their head. So I did the only logical thing. She went to another school, so I realized I wouldn't have to like see her. So I just blocked the other account and never talked to her again. Yep, she shaved my initial into the side of her head for me to just never talk to her again. That's terrifying. Like, if you call me a horrible person and then go, I know what's gonna make me, you know, make him feel better if I shave his initial into the side of the head, like, that's not what I want in an apology, okay? If I'm dating you, you don't need to shave my initial into the side of your head for me to like you again. That's really not what I'm looking for. But anyways, guys, that's a crazy ex-girlfriend story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know it's a little bit longer. Hopefully it wasn't too boring. You guys should get the merch. Use code Scrubby at the G Fuel checkout for 10 to 30% off, depending on the time. And yeah, other than that, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and be sure to subscribe if you're new. If you subscribe and you turn on notifications, which you should also send me a screenshot to my Instagram, because I shout somebody out every single day. Today's notification shout out goes to Jacob King. Big thank you for having on those notifications. And yeah, hopefully you guys subscribe. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. Remember to check out the merch. And the intro song is going to be linked down below if you guys like it. It's new. I like just made it. So check it out. Your guys' support on that has been unreal. And yeah, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.